Hey, what's up, 30 here. Today I'm going to be teaching you the quickest and easiest way how to varnish an oil painting or even an acrylic painting for that matter. This is a non-toxic, odorless and harmless and more user-friendly varnish. This is Gamblin's Gamvar gloss. This is my greatest weapon, the one I use all the time for all my paintings actually. Now the traditional way is to use some sort of alkyd and then mix it with turpentine chemicals 50-50 and then apply that layer of coating as the finishing or final varnish. And another one is damar varnish, which is, they contain chemicals and they're not odorless. The fumes are quite pungent and I don't really like that smell, but I will try them in the future just to see the difference. Is there any noticeable difference, or is it not worth it really to use all of the the traditional techniques? Because as of my paintings, I mean, this is more than good enough. Now, why Gamvar gloss is my favorite, typically for a painting to curate, especially an oil painting, it takes 3 to 6 months minimum. I mean, some can even take as long as 12 months or even a few years just for the oils to fully sink in and curate. To be honest, I'm impatient. I don't have time to wait around for any of that. And this is the best because you don't need to wait for all that time. You can do this as soon as the oil painting is touch dry. You can apply this straight away. And it only takes around 24 hours to dry for the first layer once you've applied this. And then you can apply another coating. Typically I do around 2 to 3, 4 or 5, depending on how glossy I want it. So the one we're going to be varnishing today is a piece that I just recently finished. It took me around 15 to 18 hours to finish. 6 days, 3 hours each session or more, a little bit more. And it's called The Ballad of Iron Mike. Mike Tyson is one of my favorite boxers of all time. And there isn't really much paintings that I've seen of him depicting the old Mike Tyson, the young Kid Dynamite, as a few boxing fans may know, and then the myth of Mike Tyson, the man, the myth and the legend, when he was middle-aged, going through his tumultuous phase of his life, and then when he became this peaceful sage at an older age. The piece I'm talking about. Voila! The man, the myth, the legend, Iron Mike. Let me know what you guys think about this one. I mean, I really like it. I love the contrast in the dark. It's really a tenebrism piece, or a tenebroso, because of the dramatic contrast, and those are the 3 protagonists. So this is the one we're going to be varnishing. As you can see, this is just the shiny bit is actually linseed oil. I just wanted to add a little bit more contrast to this part. Now I could have gone a little bit more deeper with this. I could have added more glazes and added the final layers of maybe a few more glazes to this and that, but I didn't want to overdo it. And as for me, the contrast is perfect with all the other paintings. Now look at that pigeon, by the way. I added that pigeon because he loves his pigeons. And then this is the older Mike. Alright, we're going to be taking this new romantic impressionism piece I'm doing. It's one in Japan. We're going to take this off the easel and we're going to start varnishing this. As you can see, it's touch dry with everything. Nada. With every painting or drawing even, you always learn a thing or two. There's always something that you pick up. A piece of the puzzle that makes you improve. And with this one, the thing I've learned the most is actually, painting the skin tones. As you can imagine, mixing colors is the hardest part of painting. But skin tones, more specifically, they're so difficult to catch a realistic skin tone. And I've curated through years my own palette, how to achieve skin tones and colors, especially the brown skin tones. And I'll make another video about that, but the main lesson for this is how I achieve that in the most realistic manner. And these are the example of that. I mean, if you look even up close, it's just very difficult to achieve that, and I'm really proud of it. Through the years, these are the things I've struggled with the most, and I feel like I've finally captured the likeness of realistic skin tones. All in all though, I am quite pleased with this piece. And for the varnishing brush I use this Omega varnish brush, 1.5 inch size. You need to have your own specific varnish brush. And I know there are flat brushes for varnishes, and I think those are better. But for me, this is the one I got, and I've had this for a while now, and it's been doing a good job. Just small, thin layers is the best thing to do with this. As you can see, it's starting to come alive. Just thin layers of coat. That's all you need. This is just the first one. Then you can apply more and more until you achieve the glossiness of the varnish that you want to achieve. Look at that. Making the colours pop. Remember, for varnishing, it's better to apply it in thin coats and do more than to do one big one. And make sure when little strands of the brush goes on the canvas, make sure you take that off. You don't want that setting with your painting. So if you look here, we have a little stray. All you gotta do is just gently take it away with the brush. Just push it out of the canvas. They're sneaky little ones, so you gotta be careful. Now let's varnish this pigeon. I actually like the smoke effect as well. I wasn't even going to add that because I just didn't want to pollute the painting. I thought it was going to be too overwhelming, but ended up to be a good addition. Like, I really love how the rendition of skin tones in this portrait right here in this specific piece, is this one specifically, because it's not too yellow, it's not too red, and I feel like I achieved the color I wanted to, especially from the reference picture. Then onto this one now. So this one's the older Mike, as I refer to it, the more sagacious one, the wiser one, and more philosophical in life. I mean, Mike Tyson's story is fascinating to say the least. He's achieved so much in life, and not without hardships neither. I mean, he suffered for a long time. He comes from the Bronx, and he used to steal things when he was a kid, rob people. He didn't have an easy upbringing, and that's what shaped him to be one of the most fearsome fighters of all time, with a massive influence from his tutor or mentor in Customato, who actually took him in when he was younger because he knew that Mike, as a young kid, was a delinquent. He didn't have any direction in life whatsoever, so he guided him, helped him to become the person he is, and he owes everything to Customato, one of the greatest boxing coaches and trainers of all time. And they had a dream together that he was going to be the youngest heavyweight champion of all time, and that he did. But it was a tragedy because just before Mike Tyson won his first world title, Customato sadly passed away. But he said that that was his purpose in life, and that even though he was old, Mike Tyson gave him purpose to live on, to see what he would become. And if he could see Mike Tyson, I'm sure Customato would be very proud of the man he became. I'd like this to be a little bit more glossier. I like him glossy because the glossiness makes it really pop, especially in such a high contrast piece like this. Make sure it's all even. I mean, this varnish levels out anyway, so this is another benefit of this varnish, because you're not going to see certain parts of the piece or the canvas that has more varnish or more blotchy and glossier than the others. This will always even out. Look at that beautiful piece. And because we're trying to make it in this world now, you gotta make a TikTok or real video. I hope you like this video. Thank you for watching, guys. Make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Let me know what you think down below. And let me know if you want me to paint any other type of paintings, whether they be portrait, landscapes, or anything. I can do it all. This is 30, giving you your daily dose of beauty remedy.